Hey guys, I'm Glitter Valkyrie, and today we're going to pull on the No Matter Where banner. This year we got FE7 babies, and it is my favorite game, so we have to pull today. And I actually have a lot of feelings about the character choices for this banner, but I feel like we can talk about it as we pull. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so our plan for today is going to be to pull green and red and probably some colorless too. I think if we get up to like a super high pity rate, we should probably avoid colorless, but I really would be happy to get a couple copies of Rebecca, so we'll just see how it goes. But as I said, I had a lot of feelings about the character choices for this banner, and the one that I was the most excited for by far was Baby Hector. He is my favorite FE7 Lord, and I just love everything about this alt. I think that they just captured everything that makes Hector Hector, but just like made him into a tiny, adorable baby. And I don't know, I just love him. And so if we get to 40 with nothing, we have to take him. But I'm really hoping that it doesn't come to that because I also want to get Baby Eliwood. I feel like he is very similar to Hector in that they like captured everything about him and then just shrunk him into an adorable baby, and they just did the most amazing job. And so, oh, there's the adult one. Hopefully that's a good sign. So I'd really love to get him and Hector, and I also maybe want to pull like a couple colorless here and there, just because I think that there is so much value in pulling Rebecca. She is a character that I do like from FE7. Like, she's not one of my very favorites, but I do like her. And I'm very happy that they fixed her eyes. They really needed to do that. And so, yes, I think this was a very good alt. But I think the most important thing about her is the fodder that she brings with attack speed finish, because up to this point you really couldn't fodder that skill efficiently, and I really like to do that if I'm going to sacrifice a unit. And so now that she has that tier 3 skill, you can kind of like give the alley-oop so that you can get maybe 2 or 3 skills when you're doing your foddering, and so I feel like there's so much value in that. And so I'm really hoping that we can see her today. And so yes, those 3 are the ones that I want to see today on the banner. But I feel like I should also talk about the other character on the banner, the duo with Mark and Lynn, mostly Lynn. Oh my goodness, oh my gosh. I'm so excited to see baby Rebecca. Okay, let's check IVs. And she is plus speed, oh my goodness. You know, I feel like I can't fodder her. She's just, she's really cute, and I feel like those IVs are so good, so who knows, maybe we can get another one. But before she came home, I was talking about the duo, and this is why I said I had feelings about the character choices for the banner, because I was personally not happy with this choice. And that is not to detract from your excitement at all if you like this duo. Like, if you like them, I'm happy for you. I hope you get many copies. But this is like totally a me problem, and I was very disappointed to see them. Partly because I really wanted to see Ninian and Nils as a duo. They're some of my favorite characters, and I feel like it's a missed opportunity to see them as like younger dragons. I feel like that would have been amazing. So I was very disappointed not to see them. Oh my goodness. My gosh, I'm so happy to see baby Eliwood. He is so cute. Okay, let's check IVs. Holy smokes, he is plus speed. Oh my goodness, I cannot ask for anything more. I'm so happy with this. But I was saying that I would have much preferred to see Ninian and Nils as a duo, and maybe that's why he came home. But I feel like there's a missed opportunity for so many sibling pairs in FE7. And I think that part of it is that I'm so invested in FE7 and like Sacred Stones banners because they're like truly my favorites. And I always get really disappointed when there are characters that I really want to see and they're not there. And so I recognize it's totally a me problem. I know that there are so many people that were happy to see Mark, that they never thought they'd see him, or that they're just happy to see Lynn again. But yeah, that's really how I felt about the duo. And then, of course, we got baby Lucius as our Tempest Trials unit, and I think that he's really cute, but I will be honest, I would have preferred to see Sarah. But yeah, I think that covers everybody. So before we get to viewer questions, there was like one quick thing that I wanted to discuss, and it's really just a couple of channel things. Namely that we are coming up on the 5th anniversary of starting the channel, and I have no idea what to do for the anniversary. So if you guys have anything that you want to see or any ideas, please let me know because I'm very open to suggestion. And aside from like the channel anniversary stuff, I also want to mention if you guys want to see any Genshin stuff, I might be pulling for Nilu coming up, and so if you want me to record that, maybe I could. It's always like terrible with my work schedule whenever those banners drop, but maybe I could do that. But I was also thinking about doing like a Genshin Barracks tour with like all the characters that I have and their builds. So if that is something you'd like to see, please let me know. I'm always open to suggestion. And so, yes, with all that said, let's go ahead and answer our viewer questions. And as always, if I not get to yours, I am so sorry. I will try to do it in a future one. And if you think of a question you want to ask me, just leave it in the comments with #question, and I will add your question to my list. And so, our first question today comes from Patch and Bat. And they ask, do you have a unit that you invested a lot into just to not end up using them much? So unfortunately, yes. I do have a couple of characters like that. The ones that come to mind for me are a couple of +10 projects because typically I will not invest into characters that I don't think that I'm going to merge up. And so characters like, sadly, my baby Leon don't get a lot of use. I used him a lot initially, but he's kind of fallen off for me. But also characters like Frederick, I did him for like a very, very silly reason for arena scoring, so I don't get a lot of use out of him now. And then we have Tiltiu, and I love her as a character, but I don't get a ton of use out of her either. And then my Emran I don't use a ton, and my Orochi, and sadly I don't use my Matthew as much as I used to, even though I love him as a character. But yeah, I think that those are the ones that have kind of fallen by the wayside for me. But thank you for that great question. And let's go ahead and answer our next one. And this was actually asked by two different people. This comes from Fisher Gunyan and Gleek. And they both asked why I don't like Priscilla. Okay, so this is my standard disclaimer. I am very sorry if you like Priscilla. I know a ton of people do, but I am not one of them. And I recognize it's for like a really, really silly reason. It's because when I played FE7 as a kid, I met Sarah and she was instantly my favorite character. I just loved everything about her. She had so much personality. She was so fun, and she kept my units alive. And so she was like my clear favorite from the beginning. And then you get to the point where you get Priscilla, and it really felt to me like they were trying to replace Sarah. They're like, here's a better one. Here's a Sarah on a horse who has a totally different personality that people are going to like. And it made me sad because Sarah was my favorite. And I did not want to use Priscilla at all. So I like totally took it personally that they were trying to replace her. And and in addition to that, I just don't really like her personality all that much. I kind of find her boring. So that's like really the reason why I don't care for her. So I'm very, very sorry. I know so many people love her, but that's how I feel. But thank you for that great question. And let's go ahead and answer another one. And this comes from Lirene. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy to see baby Hector. He is so cute. Okay, let's check IVs. And he is minus attack, but I love him forever. I really don't care. And so getting back to this very lucky question from Lirene, they asked about some of my favorite supports from Engage, and also if I've seen the DLC trailer, how do I feel about the alternate royals, especially Diamant? Okay, so as for my favorite supports in Engage, there are so many that I really liked, but I feel like a lot of them were with Selkov. He was just so funny. So the ones that he had with Citrine and with Ivy and with Alir were super great. But I also loved the one with Citrine and Alir and Diamant and Alir and Diamant and Ivy. Can you tell who my favorite characters are? But I also loved Rosado and Movier too. It really made me smile. So yes, those were some of my favorites. And then as for my thoughts about the DLC, so at this point it is out and I haven't played it yet, but I'm very, very apprehensive for how it's going to go because I did not like what I saw with the Royals. Like I really didn't like the timid the timid Diamant and the aggressive Alchrist. So I'm very, very worried for how it's going to go. So so we'll see. Maybe I'll end up loving it. But yes, that's how I feel about it. But thank you for that very lucky question. And let's go ahead and answer another one. And this comes from Corey Festing. And they ask, favorite FE7 ships? Fill in the blank. And so I have a list of characters, and so then I will fill in the blank. And so the first one is Elowood, and I always pair him with Ninian. That is the only correct answer. And then after that, we have Hector, and I like to pair him with Farina. I just think they're very fun together. And then for Lynn, I usually pair her with Wrath. I feel like they fit really well. And then, oh my goodness. Oh, 5-star. My gosh, I'm so happy to see her again. Okay, let's check this one. And this is going to be the one that we use for fodder, but that is that is absolutely amazing. And getting back to this very lucky question, I said Ellawood and Ninian, Hector and Farina, and then for Lynn, I usually pair her with Wrath. I think they fit really well. And then for Kent, I usually pair with Fiora. I feel like they're both kind of the fun police, and they just fit each other well too. And then for Rebecca, I really do like to pair her with Will. And then for Sarah, I always pair her with Urk. And and then for the last one, you put Priscilla and Nobody, and I have to admit it made me laugh quite a bit. So thank you for that very lucky question. And let's go ahead and pull this next color list, and we can answer another one. And this comes from Liam. And they ask, were there any characters in Fire Emblem that you thought you wouldn't like as a character, but ended up enjoying them in the end? So yes, there are actually a number of characters that I initially had very low expectations, and they totally subverted my expectations. And the one that comes to mind recently is Alir. That is a character that I did not think that I was going to like at all because I hated the design. I had very, very low expectations, and I ended up loving them. They're like one of my favorite protagonists, actually. And so, yes, totally changed my mind on them. But other characters that I can think of would be like Ferdinand von Ayer and also Sylvain. Because when you first meet them, they're actually pretty gross. And then when you do their supports and you get to know them, they're actually really nice characters that I liked very, very much. So those are other ones that I can think of. And then one other one is kind of like a really obscure pick, but Izana from Fates. Not Azama, but Izana. That was a character that like I totally thought I wouldn't care about, and they were super, super funny. So yes, I really liked Izana too. But thank you for that great question. Okay, Smoke, please be Rebecca. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I'm so, so happy to see her again. And we hit 40, but we have to check IVs. And she is minus attack, but that is another another like foddering that I can do. So I'm super, super happy with that. And let's go ahead and spark. And of course we have to take Hector. Super easy choice. Yay! Oh my goodness, I am so happy that we're able to get 2 of him. And we get the thing. All right, so we can go ahead and end things here. I am super, super happy with how this went today, and I truly hope that you guys are just as lucky if you're pulling. And I also wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody that submitted questions. I really, really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do that. So thank you so, so much. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.